Welcome back to Neo. Alright, we're still investigating the plague noise. Okay, so...
Okay, so far what we've learned, never give Fret candy canes.
Fret's mom is very sociable.
And I think I've come to a new conclusion. Fret may not actually be Josh, but in reality, Joshua may actually be the identity of Fret's mother.
Wait. Well, then again, Joshua is... considering Joshua's powers, who knows? Maybe he has the ability to do that too. Who knows?
Well, old school deities, it's... I know they explain bad both times, basically, but it's partially one of the reasons of Mobius' appearance at the end of time and eternity.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that game dev needs sleep, so I wonder what Tatsuya Kondo is trying to tell me here.
Yeah, is that like a moment where one of the devs just not cry for help?
Well, allow me to remind you to what Joshua says in Another Day in the first game.
I don't think I ever said this, but in the translation...
the original schoolgirl. Oh, I can only imagine how exhilarating it would be to sing karaoke solo on that big screen up there.
Oh god. She literally roasted herself with her username there.
Yes, Teo, go on.
Okay, just for my country's version of the translation, for Final Fantasy VIII, in one of the things that we didn't show in the run because it was really pointless, the debug room, one of the descriptions that you get from there, out of nowhere, is one of the translator, not necessarily ranting, but also doing a cry for help that says, "Help, I've been translating this for like 3 weeks straight to get me out of here."
You mean Honeywood? So
I don't know if he was doing the translation for that version, was he?
Well, remember, Honeywood at the time was the lead.
Pedro.
What?
I said only for my country.
Oh, never mind. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I forgot about.
Honeywood was doing the.
Yeah. I forgot about that detail. You're right. Well, I guess so then too. Like.
Yeah, as a reminder, 8 was the first game that was officially translated
Bottom left
in my country. Sorry.
Oh.
Noise alert.
Yep.
And it's a plague noise.
Well, 2.
Is it just me, or are there more of them than before?
You can count, Fred. Have a gold star.
Yes, I can. It's a form of expression.
There might be way too many to count in like a big group or something.
Oh, is that like one of those, Mario Party mini games? You have to count the noises as they pass.
Either way, we shouldn't mess with them. Don't think they're giving us a choice. Get ready to throw down.
Fuck those mini games in particular.
Oh. Thanks, Shadow.
Damn, not here.
I must needs weather this storm.
You know, Shoka would unironically be a Shadow fangirl.
I like how some people on the internet, Penguin Zero in his review also made that joke. Like a lot of people are saying like, Shadow doesn't swear in Sonic Free. 0 out of 10.
Of course.
But he does use a gun.
True, but he doesn't. But he has to swear. That's super important. Why won't these fangs just die?
Nanomachines, Fred.
Son.
Or at least stop multiplying.
High five.
There's no way we can win against them.
Oh well, time to give up then.
Not until we find a weakness.
Or that.
It's no use.
When your day is not going as you planned, give up.
Well, I guess we'll just assume that the plague noise let us go after that. Bye.
Remember that.
We have to assume they just, got out of the battle and,
ran.
Yeah.
Like they've been doing before. Okay. And here's someone else. Yeah, this was me. This is it. This is it. I'm done for.
Oh no! NPC number 65.
Forgive me, Queen Canon. Canon? Left.
Where'd that come from?
I mean, guys, didn't you recognize that he's clearly one of the rare beauties?
No, I think she's talking about the
noise came out of nowhere. Okay.
I'm guessing the idea is that they didn't immediately see him.
Over yonder. Look.
Well, what Jova's point? It can also be true. Yes.
Like, yeah, a lot of RPGs will do that where it looks like characters can clearly see, but that's just due to the limitations of the overmap, essentially.
Okay.
Although I still have to raise my eyebrow at that scene during the climax of. Oh, hold on.
The noise have him surrounded.
Okay, this looks like a job for the Wicked Twisters. We gotta help him. What do we do?
Tackle him.
It's just shots.
Not entirely.
He's not the one we're after.
No use trying to beat those things.
That's what I mean. Tackle him, then drag him, with you.
Of course, it's the perfect football maneuver.
But we can't give Homeboy an emergency exit.
Basically, entertain the noise so he can escape. Basically.
Emergency exit? That quick spell card does sometimes work, I guess.
Eat this noise.
All right. Although Jova, I have to question that little moment in the climax of Kingdom Hearts 2, where they point at the door that leads to the final boss before the door actually starts showing up magically. Like they go, look.
I think what they were trying to convey with that was they were seeing some particles of it initially for me, but the scene does not convey that.
No,
at all.
that's the thing, Teo. If you watch that scene in slow motion, and like the very first moment of the cut to the other angle, there's still there's nothing. So logistically, that scene is not really.
Like I said, maybe there was supposed to be like a dust thing going on. Maybe that was being present in the storyboard, and they just could not animate it.
Okay.
The interesting part is that with just an insertion of a sound effect. Before he says that look thing, that would solve you don't even have to reanimate the scene. You can just insert a sound effect.
I mean, they did bother to add the extra cape at the end of one of the final bosses of Bird by Sleep, so they had the possibility to just add a simple texture.
Not even a texture, just a sound effect would be enough. Go ahead, Shira. Bottom right, actually. Yeah.
Thank you. He should be well, provided no other noise make him their prey.
Ah! They're eating me! They're eating me! Ah!
They're eating him, and then they're gonna eat me! Oh my
god! That movie, seriously, I think that movie still gets interviews talking about it to this day.
I think Claudio Fragasso is still alive, if I remember correctly, so yes.
Glad that's over. Yeah, because he's dead again.
Did Dwibs possess Shiroi for a bit there?
Maybe it's a British thing.
Well, to be fair, it was me who started the noise are eating him while Nagi says that joke.
Yeah, I was just following along to that.
That's it. Tio has a point because almost every episode of Stressed Eric has that man die at the end.
But still, we really are hopeless like this.
Oh my god, they killed Kenny! You bastards!
Forget when was the season they actually let Kenny survive more. Started doing that anyway.
Well, remember, there's actually a lore mythological reason why Kenny keeps dying and coming back.
Who's this?
Oh, I know the reason. I'm just trying to recall when the show actually started letting Kenny survive to the end of episodes.
Wait, noise causing you grief on this advert.
No, actually, that's Teo, actually. Go ahead, Teo, please.
Okay. I don't know who that is, but...
hello! Just use your normal voice.
So what are you doing here?
Just use your normal voice. Top left, Shiroi, please.
Oh, it's Hishima.
Okay, suddenly someone completely new.
Well,
I think it's a bit late to introduce new characters, folks.
don't worry, Teo. This character has a specific role that's not but you'll see.
It's Hanakoma in disguise.
Yep, he's a Reaper.
Of course.
Oh no.
Also, Tio, depending on the author, new characters will never stop coming.
It's not necessarily because he's not playable, but the 11th hour ranger, 6th hour ranger usually comes to mind. The character that shows up almost at the very last second and says, "Yeah, I'm important now."
Say what?
Well, we're still at the beginning of
Oh,
week 1, though. It's still...
And I was more mentioning that one is applicable only to playable characters.
Sorry, not
anyway.
week 1. Week 3. Ugh. Go ahead.
Possible we passed each other by at some point.
I'm that guy in the background.
But I believe this is our first formal meeting.
Well, I'm sure we can, you know.
Oh, it's
strike
like
things
Humpty
off
Dumpty
nice.
was always there. My name is Hishima Sakazuki.
Alright.
From what Yakuza game do you
I
hail?
hail from Shinjuku.
There you go. So he's also part of the Shinjuku group.
Which means
Oh, there
he's
you go.
probably
Was about to ask, no fancy title card? There we go.
You're one of them, huh?
I haven't
Peter.
seen many of the characters, Jova, but his fit looks too modern to be for Yakuza.
Your hostility is unwelcome, but understandable.
I'll show you I'm welcome.
I come
joke
bearing a
show.
warning about the leader of a Reaper. Yeah, bit late for that, buddy.
What, that he's a psychopath?
Your leader?
Shiba.
Yeah.
Who's absolutely not watching us as we speak.
Well, as the game master, that's kind of his role, to be fair.
Exactly.
It may interest you to know
That he's actually not the leader.
he's not happy with you. Well,
Yeah,
You
that's-
don't
we kinda
say.
got that. If he has his way, you will all be erased before the day is done.
You know, that does beg another question.
So, you had best either find a way to defeat his noise,
Or just lie down and die.
or make yourselves scarce.
Yes, that works too.
That doesn't exactly inspire confidence.
Not at all.
Well, what did you want? False hope?
I guess that's a good point.
Try changing the lighting.
Oh my god, that is
Okay,
like...
Pedro, go to the options menu then.
Okay, let's see.
No. Don't you see, Sonic Adventure 2 was trying to warn us about this back in the Dream, the GameCube release.
The plague noise react to a certain kind of light.
Okay.
Your adventure.
Alright. You know what this means, right, Jova? We have to open the door to Kingdom Hearts, because Kingdom Hearts is light!
You may find blah blah blah.
What kind of light?
I
I mean, we
believe
mentioned Green Lantern previously.
We don't have a
Maybe
key-
that-
deep down, there's a
That-
light that never goes out.
That is up to you to find out for yourselves.
Huh.
Sick.
I would hate to take the fun out of the game after all.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
really
can
died
definitely
into
see
it.
that
So
by your
fun.
very smiling expression.
Like,
Dude, are we
think about. We've had enough fun. Thanks.
Dude, they gave you a unique design. Are we gonna have to fight you two?
How do you know that anyway?
I read the script.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's just say a little birdie told me, and then it turns out he's Swallow.
Why are there
In
so
fact,
many
it turn-
birds everywhere?
That actually would be interesting, but I spent my fair share of time dealing with the noise in Shinjuku.
That is actually something. If Swallow's a Reaper, they could just be faking being on one of the teams. Or they are technically part of the game, but as a Reaper.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean?
This guy does seem a bit sus, given how he is showing up just on the last week.
I have said enough. Any more will unbalance the game.
Okay,
And really,
alright,
where's the fun in
Alright,
that?
now, based on what we... Oh, go ahead.
Fine. You know I had you all wrong.
Now, based on what we know from UG hierarchy and and his concern about not unbalancing the game, who do you think this guy is?
Anakama.
No, not Anakoma. Jova. Anakoma looks way different than this. But
Oh,
you-
I mean,
but-
disguises are a thing.
But yeah,
Remind me
that being
again,
that being said, you're on the right track.
Remind me again the big figure. There's the composer, the game master, and I forgot what was the name of the third one.
The producer.
Yeah, maybe that's him.
Well, let's see.
That's actually a good point. Although Hanakoma was an angel, like, wouldn't this guy have... Well, I guess to be fair, angels could technically
No,
be also
no,
Reapers.
it was never established that the producer has to be an angel.
I don't take my job seriously, despite appearances.
I figured you were always slacking off somewhere.
Well, you were wrong, Missy.
Hey, wake up!
Okay. If he was the producer, that would explain
All
why
these
he didn't
people
show up
falling
until
asleep,
now.
Despite my ass, you've got serious written all over you. And yeah, what Jova just said.
So you ain't trying to tell us more about this light?
No, you get one hint. Everybody gets one, and that's it.
No, it's up to you to find it and use it effectively.
That does make me wonder, though.
I have no more business here. My work here is done.
I know he does say that he wants to balance things out, but it could also be a chance that the producer doesn't care for how the Shinjuku
Hold
Reapers
on,
are doing things.
top left here.
Stage right.
Actually, it was left. Game.
Well, actually, Theo.
Maybe it was
well,
her right.
well, actually, Theo, exit stage right is a term that you say when you leave the stage, regardless of direction.
Yes, I mean, I can tell you that in the 50s, 60s, the Snaggletooth cartoon told me that both ways can be used. In the same thing.
No, I get that. No, I get that, Theo. What I mean is, exit stage right doesn't necessarily mean you have to exit with the right. It's just an expression in general. The reason they say right is because it sounds better than just saying left, I guess. Like, it's just it doesn't necessarily imply that you have to exit through the right entrance.
I just chalk it up to that from her perspective, it was to the right anyway.
Anyway, the point is,
Right?
go ahead.
Which puts us right back to wandering around until we hear something.
But yeah, okay. Assuming this guy is the producer, which it seems like that's what the story's leaning to, one might wonder, is he doing this to be fair, or is he doing this because he is not on board with Shiba's plan either?
Well, Jova, those two things can both be true.
That is true. That is true. However, Shiba clearly doesn't want to play things fair, which does lead me to the next question. Couldn't Shiba have technically made enough of a loophole that the Wicked Twisters were wiped out, essentially?
Well, Joe, but then we already established that, with Kanon that he wants to torture us till the end of the week, probably.
Again though, like, what I'm saying is, like, you would think he would know, though, that the Wicked Twisters are the biggest threat to his plans, given what they've managed to do in the 2 weeks, though, so...
Not to mention, there's a bit of contradicting information, because while I can definitely believe what was said about, up until the end of the week, as I mentioned, I can believe that. Here comes, the Discount Ignis here, telling us that Shiba might as well want them dead by the end of this day, too. So
yeah,
I wonder exactly which is prevailing between the two.
I wonder, I mean, to be fair, when it comes to Shiba toying with us, that's been something that the characters have assumed more so. Now we're getting actual intel saying that he flat up doesn't like us, which implies he would want us dead ASAP, essentially. Which does lead me to wonder, are there some powers beyond his control that force him to still at least give the Wicked Twisters something of a chance, or God help us if this turns out that we're actually doing another game within a game like what was going on in the original game with the rules.
All right.
Lead to an enlightening conclusion.
Yeah,
Well
what
said,
you said,
Nagi.
Nagi.
Basically, Brenda was just saying we still don't have the full picture, so we have to investigate more. Okay, so apparently the plague noise react to some kind of light.
It just doesn't add up. If only we had a mathematician to help us find the sum of this equation.
I mean, if we had a Keyblade, we would just shoot light at them.
Well, and that's why they banned Keyblades in the update patch of the Reapers game.
Oh fuck.
I was going to say that, that would imply, someone would have to be a Keyblade wielder, which would be extremely rare, but by the time of 3, it's pretty much in the open that everyone and their mother can be a Keyblade wielder if they just believe hard enough, so...
Alright.
I mean,
As
part of me is...
as Vegeta would say, it's a Keyblade bargain bin. Bargain sale.
Right.
Sorry, bargain sale. Bargain sale.
Like, I want to be fair and say that I can believe that they had the whole Keyblade War thing maybe planned as early as 1, but I do find it funny how the weapon that was heavily touted as the one weapon of its kind that the Heartless feared in Kingdom Hearts 1. Like,
Well-
okay, they to be fair, they did establish as early as 1 that people other than Sora could wield Keyblades. And by 2, they doubled down on that. The thing is, though, after 2, that was when we got the Keyblade Graveyard, which shows, oh yeah, no, like, planets worth of people could wield
Well,
these things, apparently.
Here's the thing, Joe. That actually is not too hard to explain. I will argue, because think about it. The entire culture of the time of the Keyblade War eventually got wiped out. The Land of Departure also got wiped out at the end of Birth by Sleep. So by the time Kingdom Hearts 1 happened, a lot of the history of Keyblade has been basically lost to time at that point. So I feel like
No.
The thing that still doesn't add up is that by the rules of stuff like Birth by Sleep, Mickey should have known something, and thus they had to introduce the retcon that he was actually lying to everyone.
Look, I don't even mind it that much. I just always do find it funny when series that start with this legendary MacGuffin was the only of its kind, only to later have it be, oh yeah, everyone and their mother can do it.
Yeah, so
It is kind
remember,
of like
Jova,
Super
that
Saiyan.
most of Kingdom Hearts 1 was conceived as a standalone game, and only towards the very end was retooled to have a more open end.
yeah.
Oh, definitely. That's why I kind of always just shake my head whenever someone tries to insist that they had all Kingdom Hearts planned from the get-go. Like, no. Just no. Look, I respect Nomura, and I think he's overall a good writer. Not an infallible writer. He's had a few missteps here and there, but a good writer. I do not believe he planned as far as free in advance, as far as the start, though.
I've talked about this before, but what he does best, in my opinion, is being a creative producer. Like, he's a creative producer for this game, for example. He also co-wrote the story, not the script, the story, with Kondo. But like, as a creative producer, as someone nurturing the talented directors and writers at Square, he excels at that. He did it with Dissidia, he did it with these games, he did it with World of Final Fantasy, with Surge of Paradise, World of Final Fantasy. As a producer, he kicks ass. I will say that.
Certainly better than Kitase, if you ask me.
Oh no, definitely, definitely.
You know, that's the sad thing about Kitase. Like, the more I learn about Kitase, he really seems like someone who's a chaotic force. Like, he's allowed a lot of great stuff to happen. He's also allowed a lot of crap stuff to happen. And boy, has he defended the crap stuff in some of the most cringe-worthy ways possible. Looking at you, Final Fantasy XIII interviews.
Also, Nagi was just having a gamer moment. I appreciate that. Very certified.
It would be funny if this game comes down to basically a video game tournament and Nagi turns out to be the savior.
Well, also, I forgot. I can mention this another time. It's not super important.
Oh, there's nothing else going. Oh, wait, hold on.
Well, remember the GABA of the Pure Hearts. Sorry, Pure Hearts. Very Beauties told us that
What
this guy
was that thing? And why couldn't anyone see it?
It's quite simple, honey. You're crazy.
Am I going crazy?
So by purifying, he should be able to figure.
Is any of this real? Am I real?
You know, fixing them is boring. Why don't we make them worse?
I've been having these strange thoughts lately. Like, is this any of this for real or not?
Yes, Roxas, it is.
Actually, it's Sora who says that one. All right, bottom left.
He does appear to be under the influence of the noise.
You don't say, Sherlock. It's just gas, actually.
When it comes to you, Pumbaa, it's always about gas.
Hey, Timon, have you ever wondered what those bright points are over there in the sky? Sorry, not in the sky, not in the sky. Up there, sorry.
Albeit not of the plague variety.
Which means these ones are fair game for us.
Of normal job, for once.
Oh, just the regular kind? Hell, we can handle that. Yo, you got this, Penny?
Yes.
I believe I do. No, I don't.
Apparently you do not, Penny.
When someone is asking you if you're fine, you're saying you're fine, but deep inside,
And then Nagi is like, Mom, I'm playing the Reaper's game.
Although his state of confusion
In your room.
may pose a challenge.
Boy, this plague noise, it's causing people's voices to change left and right. First beat, now Nagi.
Exactly.
Still, we should help him if we can. Rindu, you too!
Very well. Let us begin.
Alright then. Go ahead, Teo, since we have a plague we have noise coming up. So.
Again, it wasn't really important, so instead I'm gonna say something else, just that is more in tune actually with this game, that I wanted to mention a couple of parts ago when the talk between Canon and Threat actually happened, which is honestly that I appreciated more. Again, I might have had a snark remark about self-awareness, but I genuinely meant it, because I made no secret that one of the things that I detest the most about the Kingdom Hearts franchise is how, for lack of a better term, superficial a lot of its morals and, phrases put in are. And it's kind of a problem because a lot of the fan base really treasure, the plot and how the characters speak to each other. So giving them that kind of, level of dialogue really always felt to me like they could have been doing so much better. And some stuff did happen, obviously, but for the most part, it really felt exactly what Canon was saying, the idea of trying to be, having a positive attitude, but having potentially the opposite effect, because instead it feels like you're not even meaning what you're saying. So actually seeing this game actually having a call out to that and showcasing that the team has some degree of self-awareness, at least at this point, is actually genuine.
I actually think, Teo, it's more so the fact that they do Kingdom Hearts that way, but they don't necessarily do other things that way. I think that's just the Kingdom Hearts style that they went with, honestly. I think that it's just not so much that they're not aware of it. It's more so that no more designated that as the writing style of Kingdom Hearts specifically.
It's kind of like the equivalent of when, well, again, you guys haven't seen the series, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V has an unfortunate obsession with the word egao, which means mile, and they say it every single time, and it really means nothing.
I can talk about it. Sorry.
It's the equivalent of friendship in the first series, as in the way Little Kuribo would parody that. It's kind of played straight, which is kind of a problem because this entire second half of Arc V is kind of fucked up. So,
it's I can actually there's another example that I always like to make. Like, for example, you take a look at the Layton series, specifically more the original trilogy, in their super out there, the town isn't real type of plot twist, right? But he not only does that in the Layton series, he doesn't do any of that. So when it comes to the whole, that's not necessarily a Hino thing. It's just the Layton style. That's just part of the style that Hino designated for Layton. And I think the whole thing that you mentioned regarding Kingdom Hearts, I think that's just the style that Nomura chose for Kingdom Hearts specifically. He can do other things outside of that style. It's just that he chooses willingly to do that style for Kingdom Hearts.
That is true. It's kind of a bit disappointing because, like I said, this kind of awareness means also that series could be so much better, and instead, does that. But so I hope it's actually not the case. And also what you said, like I think I mentioned a couple of times, but I don't know about that, Pedro, because like I said, replaying also, did refresh my mind, but I can see that overall Galaxy and Jeanne d'Arc at the very least did still had a lot of elements that both Layton and Yokai Watch actually had, including stuff like the location where people may believe genuinely something is happening for the most part, but by the end, the twist is revealed that it was something completely, not necessarily mundane, but something else, and there was just a misconception, and there's a tragic figure involved, blah blah blah.
That is true, but I will argue it wasn't on the same epic scale of something like the Crossover or Lost Future. Like where there's like a gigantic robot. Okay, technically, yes, yeah, okay.
The Twin Towers.
Yeah, the Twin Towers. Yeah, the Twin Tower. The Twin Towers. Yes. That being said, okay, let me put it this way. It's more on Layton that it's a constant thing. Let's put it that way then.
Anyway, what we got with the information we came out from these guys apparently about Blacklight.
A bug zapper, like one of those blue lights.
There's a black light, if I'm not mistaken.
Is this like one of those things that forensic use to find traces of blood and bodily fluids?
Might be. So maybe we could use that to track them.
What's it got to do with those new noise, Joe?
Oh, Pete, your voice is back to normal. Wonder if
Yeah,
Findus
sorry, I
is
had a sore
too.
throat. Hard to say just yet.
Yeah,
My
the
voice
funny
is
s-
back too.
Mm-hmm.
We should look into it a bit more before jumping to any conclusions.
Yeah, we don't exactly have time for any dead ends.
We don't jump to conclusions.
Ah!
Sure, right.
Okay. I feel like we've got a decent handle on this now. So basically, a bug zapper, and it allows us to do the light thing. Yeah, we should report back to Canon. So basically, the plague noise don't like light, and it's
That specific one, supposedly.
Just get you. Okay, guys, get your Game Boy Advance SPs out.
I just put mine away.
Get it back out.
I think
You want me to-
Mine's just in the cupboard.
wouldn't the light from our phones work just as much as well? That I thought that
No,
would
no,
do.
no, Pedro, it needs to be the Game
It's
Boy
got to
Advance.
specifically be a backlight.
Specifically, also the Game Boy Advance SP with a tribal tattoo on it, of course.
No. You also need to get Soul Boktai playing on it as well.
I
The
guess
game
so.
that literally is powered by solar energy. No, seriously though, does anyone else remember Soul Boktai?
Yes,
That was a
it's
crazy
actually called
experiment.
Boktai with a O. Someone Kojima worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea. Let's do that. I'll message you.
I think it also has to do too with the fact that Kondo's the director of this game, not Nomura. That's also probably
Hey.
that's the case.
We got some info. Want to work out a strategy?
Please.
Pretty please.
Perfect. I'd love
Wonder
to.
why this dialogue, this conversation is showcased like this instead of the the instant chat interface.
That's a change of face. Unless it's supposed to hint
I'm
that
guessing-
this canon is actually
I'm guessing they
an
want.
imposter.
I'm guessing they want to. Kondo wants to showcase how Kanon is happy to hear good news. Maybe.
I guess.
She'll meet us at the Scramble Crossing.
A show.
No time to loot.
Then there's no time
There's
to
no
waste.
time to waste.
All right, to the Scramble Crossing.
Well, in the next part, technically.
See ya, then, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.